On behalf of my partner, Mike Polk, I would like to wish all the mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day and ask you to please stay tuned because the Rizzo Show starts right now.
The Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo.
Hey! Woo! Oh! Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Mother's Day edition of the Rizzo Show. Joining me is my partner, internet sensation, resident comedian Mike Polk Jr. Michael, let's do it. First of all, Carol Jean Rizzo, Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Peggy Polk, how are you? Happy Mother's Day. I love you, hon.
Did you get to see Mom today?
I did, and she's a wonderful woman who really did inspire my love in sports. My dad talks a lot more about sports, but my mom actually knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, my mom, a huge sports fan, as was my father, and it's probably one of the biggest reasons we do what we do today.
You made us into this. It's your fault.
That's your fault. Mike, are you ready for the Eastern Conference Finals? They say the Cavs are going to get back in action this week.
That's the word on the street.
Seriously, rest versus rust, it's been a big issue. Where do you come out on it?
I'm all rest. I trust LeBron's process, and I trust this team's process at this point. I mean, it's been proven, and I think that, there's nothing bad that can come of them getting a little bit more time off, especially we got some older guys on the team at this point.
I'm not really worried about the rust or the rest because of maybe that guy right there.
Right. You mean that guy who's on the downward slide of his career?
Yeah, right, that guy. Look, LeBron is at the stage of his career where the rest benefits him more than any worry about rust. And he actually told his teammates that he was hoping they could sweep the first two series so they could get a couple weeks off. And they're going to be really healthy. Remember the way they played against the Raptors in Game 1 after that long rest? Yeah. They look great.
Remember, what a luxury it is to have this player who can say things like that and be taken seriously. He's like, I wouldn't mind sweeping these first two teams just so it gets a little more R&R.
Well, I got to tell you, Kyle Korver, who came from Atlanta, actually thought that the Cavs were joking. When he heard that conversation in the locker room, he was like, oh my gosh, we're just trying to win a playoff series. And these guys, is that how good these guys are? They're talking about sweeping.
Right. Yeah, it sounds egotistical coming from anybody else, but this brings up actually a good point. Do you think that we're taking this for granted right now as a city? Do you feel like we're still waiting for these finals to start?
I think maybe we are, but you know what? We're spoiled. Folks, for the first time in 52 years, we're the defending champions of something.
Anything.
And I didn't think that either one of the teams, the first two teams we played, was going to be a thing. I don't think the next team is going to be a big threat for the Cavs, but we'll see. Meanwhile, I'm overconfident. Michael's overconfident. You're overconfident. Is Tyronn Lue worried about his team being overconfident?
I don't see how you can get overconfident playing a new team, so we don't know how they're going to respond and what they're going to do defensively or offensively. So, we don't know what to expect, in Game 1. So getting overconfident, for me or for his team, I don't think is anything we have to worry about.
All right. Earlier this year, Tyronn Lue came out and said he has the hardest job in the NBA.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying, Michael, does he not get enough run, or is it about where you think it should be? By the way, he's the first coach to bring us a championship in 52 years. I never hear anybody say that.
And to be fair, though, Daniel Blatt was
David Blatt.
It's David Blatt. Sorry, I already forgot.
How quickly they forgot.
I know. He already had the Cavs in first place last year when Lue took over, So I don't know how hard the gig is. I think he does a really good job of keeping them all on the same page and keeping this team together. They respect him, and I think LeBron is a player coach at this point. Would you agree with that? He's like a Tree Rollins.
I would, but there is a sense of maintenance that is involved with LeBron,
all those egos.
With LeBron and with owner Dan Gilbert. You guys know I love Dan. He brought us our championship. I consider him a friend.
Sure.
But he's a difficult guy to work for because he demands perfection. And in a league like that, it's really hard. I think Tyronn Lue's done a real nice job. Remember this. Does LeBron like him?
Yeah.
Well, then
it's all that matters.
We're all set.
Yeah.
Should he be coach of the year?
I think if he can pull this out, there's something about putting all these pieces together that's really impressive. And he did, I know this is a little thing. We kind of talked about it before. Just in Toronto after that last win when he took everybody out for dinner and made them all go to dinner together, mandatory dinner and hang out. I think building that kind of camaraderie, that's something you couldn't have gotten out of Blatt because they wouldn't have respected him in that way.
Ty's a former player, and he gets how players are wired, and I think that really helps him. All right, back to his players. Kyrie Irving. Folks, I got to say this. I know Kyrie won't bring it up, and no one will. I think Kyrie Irving's knee is still bothering him. I do. It's in the past, when he doesn't get a lot of lift, his shot is off, it's because his knees bother him. Now, it didn't look like it was bothering him in the fourth quarter of, of the closeout game against the Raptors, where he basically took over and went on an 11-2 run himself. But he was 10 of 24 on the day. And, Michael, he's not shooting all that well. Do you think Kyrie's a little dinged?
He is a little bit dinged. I definitely think that that's the case. I do think that this is more of a long-term issue than anything. This guy's had a big injury history, a long injury history in the past, and I'm not as concerned about this year. I think he'll power through, but I am concerned in the long term about how this pays off. You know what a hindrance that can be to especially point guards or shooting guards down the line. You know, if your knees are shot, then you're going to have a hard time. But I'm not worried about him because I think we'd be hearing more, and he's still putting up pretty good numbers.
Yeah, the way he plays, too. I mean, he's what they call in the league an ankle breaker. In other words, he puts moves on you where you break your ankle. That has something to do with it, too. A lot of wear and tear.
Remember how, Z broke both his feet, Zdrunas Ilgauskas, and he could
About 5 times.
About 5 times had him broken, rebroken, but that guy, when you're a center, he can still play in the league for a decade, but when you're a point guard, I don't know how long you're going to last.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right, besides the big three, Michael, we took sides here. Who do you think is going to be the X factor for the Cavs? Look, we know LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love are going to play great.
Right.
But it's going to take some bench help to get us where we want to go.
Right. And my guy is not on the bench. The person I selected is Tristan Thompson. He's not in the big three. This guy has been a monster. I think he still, as appreciated as he is, I still think he flies under the radar. His offensive rebounding is ridiculous, and he steps it up in the playoffs. I don't think that guy gets enough credit. There's always those moments where, say, JR takes a shot, and he misses, and Tristan grabs it, kicks it out to somebody, and then he shoots again. And then they show whoever made that shot, JR, they'll show him going down the court. I'm like, show Tristan Thompson.
Some love.
He got that offensive rebound. I want to watch him walking backwards down the court.
My pick is going to be Kyle Korver. Now, I have to admit it took Kyle a couple of months to get on board here in Cleveland, but he looks like he's on track when his shot is hot. I think one thing the Cavs really need is the outside shot.
Absolutely.
And JR, we know, is going to provide that. Heck, even Shump played well, shot well from the outside. But this is a guy who's dangerous. You leave him open. He's a guy that he scored 16 points in the second quarter of Game 4 against the Raptors by himself. You're talking about superstars, 3 superstars, plus guys that can come off the bench. Folks, I know everybody. Right now, do you know what the line is for the Warriors against the Spurs? It's minus 1,000. Do you know what that means? You have to bet $1,000 to win 100.
Wow.
If you take the Warriors. You don't see those odds other than Floyd Mayweather fights anywhere, right? You see it in the NBA. I'm not afraid. I'm telling you right now, I am not afraid if the Cavaliers have to play the Warriors. I think the Cavs match up with the Warriors better than people think. Michael, how do you think the Cavs, first of all, foregone conclusion, is there any way the Cavs or Warriors do not win this title?
There's always a way. I don't know what it would be exactly.
Other than injury. Other than injury.
Maybe some sort of an avalanche scenario somewhere or something
Food
like that.
poisoning.
Food poisoning. But you're right. It looks like these two are on a crash course for each other. And that's a terrifying team. They are a great team, the Golden State Warriors, no doubt about it. But I agree. I like the matchup, and I've said this before. More than anything, I like how we're in Golden State's head. I really think we're still in their head, and I think that's going to be very beneficial.
Speaking of the Cavs, can we get their general manager, who is a friend of our show, a new contract? I do think this is going to take care of itself, but the Atlanta Hawks are looking for a GM. The Orlando Magic are looking for a GM, and apparently he's on both of their teams' radars.
Real question. And I know Dan Gilbert, friend of yours, friend of the show and everything. Why isn't he just paying this guy? This is a guy who is way over the salary cap, shows no hesitation about overpaying, and then all of a sudden in this one case where there is no salary cap, he could pay him whatever he wants in the world. This guy's helped him bring him a ring. This guy's done a lot with a very small budget to work with sometimes. Why is this guy not getting paid?
I cannot answer that, and Dan is the only one that can, but I can tell you this, Michael. Dan Gilbert has the Cavs' best interest at heart no matter what he does. He's difficult to work for because he's so demanding. And what he's demanding is another championship. I think the Cavaliers as an organization Want to see where things go from here. If the Cavs repeat and win a championship, I think everybody's going to be back, including Griff. If not, I still think Griff's coming back, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think there's this misconception, though, that it's so easy for the Cavs because they have LeBron, and everybody wants to play for LeBron and whatnot, and they're right, of course, who wouldn't? But you still have to negotiate those contracts. You still have to make that work with the salary cap and everything, and Griffin's been a master at that. Would you agree?
I would, and he has gotten, remember when LeBron complained, and he said, look, we need another thing. It took Griff about 3 weeks to get players like the Williams guys, and then I know he got Andrew Bogut, and I know it didn't work out, but he's done a good job. I expect him to be back. We'll see. I know I have my fingers crossed, especially because he's such a great friend of our show.
Yep.
All right, coming up, we're going to spin the Rizzy wheel, talk about some hot topics, including the tribe, plus, oh, get ready, we're going to eat as well at the Roxito. Stay with us. Hey, if you're looking for some great entertainment, you've got to get to Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park coming up this month. Gordon Lightfoot, May 20th. Wayne Brady is on the 27th. And oh, my crush when I was a kid, Olivia Newton-John.
Gonna get physical.
June 3rd. You liked that video, didn't you?
I really did.
Michael, it is time to go hot topic and stuff that piqued our interest this week. Let's spin the wheel and see where she lands.
All right, here we go. Let's get lucky. Who's it going to be?
Oh, you know who it is.
Oh!
Yeah, Josh Gordon. The NFL denied the Browns wide receiver's application for reinstatement. He applied in March. He now has to wait until the fall to try again. Michael, should we move on from the fantasy of him coming back and being the player he was 4 years ago?
I know I'm in the minority here, but you know my stance on this. No, trap him. Listen, if they were gonna do this, they should have done it a long time ago. At this point, it's like if you go on a date with a girl, you buy her dinner, you take her to a concert, then you get her back to her place, and she says, hey, do you want to come inside? And you're like, no, just have some other guy come over. Never mind. That's what it's like at this point. Why would we have invested all of this time and then all of a sudden decide to let him go?
Goodbye.
Why?
Bye-bye. We're changing the culture. We're no more jokers.
Does Caleb Brantley know that?
No more jokers. That'll take care of itself.
All right.
One more spin here, Michael. Let's see. Hopefully it's a little better. Maybe not Johnny Manziel. Oh, Carlos Carrasco.
That's good news.
Folks, don't look now, but Carlos Carrasco's ERA is 1.8, and he is looking like the Indians' ace. With Corey Kluber out the past couple of weeks, you know, he's taken a mound against the Rays this week. I mean, how good is Carlos right now?
You know what's so great to watch is that at the beginning of this season, you know what our pitching looked like. We were all excited, and you never know who is going to end up being the ace. Remember how Tomlin looked ridiculous last year for a while? And it just, I'm happy it's him because he's put his time.
It's got to be somebody.
And thank God we have him with Kluber out too. But yeah, he's fantastic to watch. He's on fire. God bless him.
Just stay healthy.
Yeah, please.
By the way, if we have him for the World Series last year instead of some freakish broken hand, all right, I don't want to.
Let's not even think about it.
Give me another spin there, kids. Here we go.
Who we got?
Joker.
Come on. That's a good show.
Oh, that's a joker. LeVar Ball, the father of former UCLA basketball player Lonzo Ball, expected to be one of the top picks of the draft. He came out earlier, Michael, and said his son doesn't need any advice from Kobe Bryant, and he thinks he's going to sell a lot of his $500 sneakers. Michael, I've done this a long time, in the better part of 4 decades. And I'm here to tell you, when your dad gets involved like that, it's never a good thing.
This guy is my favorite supervillain working today. He's hilarious, and everything he says is hilarious, and the guy's a monster. He's off the rails. He's probably ruining his son's career. But you say that, but think about Tiger Woods' dad. He was a psychopath, and his son ended up being pretty good.
Williams
you got
sisters.
The Williams sisters. Yeah, I mean, like, so there is something to be said for a heavy-handed father saying, get out there, but this guy's gone too far.
Fathers my kids played basketball with in Strongsville back in the day would call. All right, final one. One more spin. Here we go.
Let's take a look.
And a Joker, Chloe.
Oh, happy birthday.
Michael, Khloe Kardashian is dating Tristan Thompson, and a lot of Cavs fans think that's bad. There's some kind of Kardashian curse that goes around the NBA. Ask Lamar Odom about it, the person she was with the last. Are you worried that Tristan is going to be by one of the Kardashians.
I know it's a fun and sexy thing to complain about, and of course the Kardashians are ridiculous animals, and in the past they haven't done themselves any favors. Lamar Odom was pretty disturbed to begin with, quite frankly. Can we agree on that? I think Tristan Thompson's numbers have been fine. I think he's looked good. If so far she hasn't done anything disastrous,
Hey.
let him date whoever he wants to date.
I'm with you, partner. Those kids are in love now.
Yeah, why
All
not?
right? Now, come on. Are you denying love all of a sudden, on Mother's Day?
This wasn't a
you
weekend.
You don't want love?
This wasn't a weekend fling in Put-in Bay for the love of Pete. They've been dating for over a year now.
They're picking out curtains together.
They've lasted longer than most American marriages at this point, so God bless them.
I wonder if
Mazel
the
tov.
rest of the Kardashian clan was going to show up as the Cavs get deeper into the playoffs.
That would be fun to see, yeah.
Coming up, who doesn't love a good buffet? Folks, I got to admit, I gorged myself at Roxino. Oh, I don't think I've eaten since. Stay with us. Folks, welcome back to the Rizzo Show. I've been going to Las Vegas since 1982. No one knows a good buffet like me. In fact, no one knows a bad buffet like me. But look at this. We're live at the Hard Rock with Brandon. He is the buffet manager. Brandon, I've heard great things about your buffet.
Well, thank you.
Including all-you-can-eat T-bone steak and shrimp. What night of the week is that?
Oh, that's Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, it's
all-you-can-eat
Saturday night.
steaks and shrimp.
14-ounce T-bones.
Boy, you better hope my friends don't know about that.
Oh, we got
Actually, I
plenty
hope
of
they
them.
do know about that.
We want them to know about
All right,
that.
will you do me a favor? I am
Sure.
starving. I'm
All right.
ready for a great buffet. Will you take me through line, show me
Sure.
everything?
Well, what do you want to start? You want to start with...
I want to start at the beginning. Let's go. Folks, I got to be honest. I'm not a giant salad bar guy. But Brandon, this is a little bigger than a salad bar, isn't it? You got a little extra stuff.
We got a little bit more going
Is
on
this
here.
kale?
That is a kale salad
Okay,
right there.
no one really likes kale, but I know it's really good for you, and I'm going to eat some. This is a little more my speed now. Now we're getting to the bread.
Yeah, we got
the
bread
rolls,
over
right?
here. Yep, bread.
Fresh rolls.
They're from Orlando.
I love the Orlando.
So local.
Sonny, they've got your rolls here, Sonny.
Right.
Now, here we go.
Okay, all right,
Okay,
all
so
right.
this is Chinese.
Well, this is our international section right here.
International.
So we got egg rolls. We have an orange chicken today.
Oh, yeah.
This one rotates.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology. You remember Animal House? You remember John Belushi going through? I won't do that.
Okay.
I won't do that in front of you here right now. Look at this. Is this the pasta section? Lasagna.
Some lasagna, some deep fried ravioli.
Ooh, let me
those
try
are
one.
delicious.
We're still in line right now.
Yeah,
right?
we're still in line. We got beer battered cod.
Oh, country fried steak.
Yeah.
Oh, with the gravy. I love that. So good.
Mac and
cheese,
fried
hush puppy,
chicken,
stuffing, fried chicken, green beans.
mashed potatoes, gravy, Salisbury steak.
Oh, Salisbury steak. Man, that's from the 70s. How do you guys? I gotta try that. I want just a small piece of that prime rib.
Like that?
Yep, and the au jus on there.
I'll do as well.
What is your name, Jerome? Thank you. Yeah, as you can see, I'm very hungry. Thank you. Yes. All right, folks, now we are in Rizzy heaven right here. You know I'm a huge dessert guy. Brandon, come on. Cakes, cookies, brownies,
That's a crowny cookie mix right
coconut bars. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. I'll wait on that. Ice cream. You also look at that. What is
Yeah,
this?
and
Baskin
ice
Robbins?
cream.
Look at this. I gotta admit, Brandon, there is so much food here. Folks, if you're coming to the Hard Rock Buffet, bring your appetite. It is unbelievable. Thanks for the tour.
Oh, my pleasure.
You know what I'm gonna do now, don't you?
Oh, you got to eat.
Gotta go sit down and eat. Oh, Mike, I'm sorry you couldn't join me. That was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, it looked
Dinner
really
is
good.
served until 9 Sunday through Thursday, 10 o'clock on Friday and Saturday night. Get to the Roxino. When we return, we're going to party like it's 2004.
Oh, good.
Stick around. Come on. Back. Welcome back. If you're still looking for entertainment, look at that. David Scott live at Roxino Club Velvet, where my partner is going
I'm
to
gonna
play.
be there at the end of the summer.
Are you?
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
Can I introduce you? I think I should introduce you.
I would
can
love
Can
it.
I be your opener?
I would love
I'll
if you would
give
be my
you
opener.
4 of the best minutes you've ever.
Speaking of great
That's
entertainment,
Big Chuck and Lil Jon are coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Our time now to open up the Rizzy Vault and make fun of me. We're going back to 2004 for some of my Rizzy resolutions.
Woo.
Check this out.
Whee! I
I resolved to give Browns head coach Butch Davis the benefit of the doubt in his rebuilding process, too. Although, boy, he sure did blow that quarterback situation with his gut feeling. Not to mention the 0-3 draft and his choice for an offensive game plan every week. Ooh. Whee! And finally, I resolved to do everything in my power to make sure LeBron James gets to the NBA All-Star game. The kid has exceeded even my expectations for him. He deserves to be there, if not starting, for the Eastern Conference. Whee! Hard to believe at that point LeBron was not an all-star.
Right.
The first 2 years of his career, he wasn't an all-star.
It's hard for me to believe that that's not that long ago, and it looks like that footage is from the 1960s. Isn't that terrible?
Butch Davis, right? He was the last coach when you went to the playoffs, though. I will give Butch Davis credit for that.
Butch.
Butch, can you come back? Because we're, oh no, Hugh Jackson's going to get the job done. Get your plugs in, Michael.
I'll be at Pickwick and Frolic starting May 27th. Every Tuesday, we're doing a cabaret show.
God bless the moms. Good to be alive. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Love you, Peggy Polk.